You know what time it is. I know what time it is. It's not right now, Dex. Well, thanks, Dex. Learn your rules of acquisition, play some dumb job, but watch out for the Klingons. It's licensed game time.
It's always a pleasure when I get to talk about Trek. I'm a huge Star Trek fan and I have been a Star Trek collector for years. Back in the day I played Star Trek Online and I have seen every series episode at least twice. Aside from the aforementioned and the DS game Tactical Assault, I haven't really played that much Star Trek games. A Klingon Honor Guard comes to mind, but that's about it. I did some research online and came to the conclusion that there have been so many more than I initially thought. When I saw that there was a Star Trek Deep Space Nine game, I knew what this episode would be about. My favorite Star Trek series is Deep Space Nine. It's a series that divided some fans. Is this the greatest of all time, or is it not really Star Trek? Deep Space Nine takes place on a space station that was formerly manned by a Cardassian occupation force. After years of occupying Bajor, the Cardassians withdrew and the Federation took over the space station to keep an eye on the nearby mysterious wormhole and to make sure the Cardassians would keep their word to the Bajorans. It's an epic series that builds upon its lore and gets really exciting by the final seasons. The setting of the station provides for a unique atmosphere where most of the characters flourish. I cannot recommend the show enough, guys. A few years back there was a documentary where the cast was reunited and the writers wrote a new fictional episode. I always knew that DS9 was something special, and hearing everyone mention that it was the best project they've ever worked on gave me goosebumps.
7 years changed my life.
When I bought Star Trek Deep Space Nine Crossroads of Time for the Super Nintendo, I was ready to beam back to Deep Space Nine, formerly known as Starrock Nor. Goosebumps carried on into the 16-bit version of the station. I was like a child in a candy store walking around. There's Odo's security office, there's Quark's bar, there's the promenade, Garrick is even here, Kira, the chief, and of course Sisko with his own office. I thought they had done a pretty good job recreating this into a 2D platform setting. Speaking to the NPCs on the station almost gave me the feeling that there could be some RPG elements to this game, which made me even more excited and think back of the Star Trek Online days where DS9 was also a meeting spot. This feeling lasted about 4 minutes, because the first mission began. Let's talk about the controls first for a bit. They're bad, plain and simple. You can master them eventually, but one thing that annoyed the hell out of me was how you have to line up perfectly to perform an action like enter a door or climb a ladder. Just watch me try to pick this Bajoran food from the table. And what a health boost! I can tell you I'd rather spend an hour chasing ghosts on the promenade than what was in store for me. The idea is that there are 5 hidden bombs in each area that you need to find and disarm within 20 seconds by bringing them to a transporter which transports them into space. But you have to platform your way to the transporter with terrible run and jump mechanics. If you fall from 3 platforms you die instantly and start at the beginning. When you make it through the first area, 2 more await with bombs that are harder to find and transporters that are more difficult to reach. By the way, you need to do this within a certain time or the station explodes. The whole idea is just not fun in my opinion, but I needed to endure it to see if there was more to the game. And then the next level. My god. Granted, it looked pretty cool, but damn was it hard. I had to use 2 save states halfway and tried it so many times. After a while it just became math. like 2 times up on the D-pad, second rest, 1 down, etc. After I got through the wormhole, the game turned into a space shooter, which I actually really liked, and one-timed. It was so much easier than everything the game had thrown at me before this, and to be honest, I was finally able to relax a bit. After exploring the station and speaking with various NPCs to start the next mission, we hear that Kayopaka, a Bajoran spiritual leader, has been kidnapped. To Bajor it is! Cisco gets ambushed, however, and needs to fight mice, bats and more generic Bajoran NPCs. This level eventually became all about puzzle solving. Find the right order to light up the statue's eyes to open a door to the next area, and so on and so on. Also big time fun. I have to say that the game looks nice, and certain things really feel like DS9, especially story elements, things characters say like O'Brien complaining about bloody Kardashian technology, just like in the show, but that's where it kind of ends. I hated most of it. The first 2 levels almost drove me insane and the controls felt like I dragged myself through actual mud trying to beat the levels. I didn't want to give up, however, because I was still intrigued. And that's why I may revisit this and may even finish it after the video. When I do, I'm buying myself a I beat Star Trek Deep Space Nine Crossroads of time, but at least I got this shirt. Star Trek Deep Space Nine is a masterpiece of a show. The station became like a second home again when rewatching some of the episodes leading up to this. The first few minutes of playing this game felt like that too, but at the end of the day, a game is still a game and it has to be playable, fun and reasonably challenging. The reason is kind of lost in this title, but because of its charming setting, I'll be merciful and give this a C.
We remember what we left behind.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.